Welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm really excited about today's topic. We're taking this huge journey, like millions of years back, tracing the incredible story of human food.
It's fascinating stuff.
Totally, and it's not just, what was on the menu, it's how every single bite seems to have shaped us, our bodies, how we live together, even our tools and tech.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We've got a great stack of sources here, and we're going to dig into them, pull out the key bits about how our diet evolved. The goal is really to give you a shortcut to understanding this massive saga.
And what's so interesting, I think, is how our diet constantly mirrors our own evolution. From our earliest ancestors right up to us today. It's definitely not a simple straight line. It's much more complex. Think environment, new ideas, cultural shifts, all playing off each other, constantly reshaping not just the food, but who we actually became.
Okay, let's start right at the beginning then. Earliest hominins. Picture, like East Africa, savanna, some woodland.
Yeah, think Australopithecus. Their diet, mostly plants. Fruits, leaves, nuts, those tough tubers. Whatever was around, basically. They had to be opportunistic. Grab energy where you could find it.
Right. Just surviving day to day. But did that kind of simple foraging, did it give any early advantages? Did it set the stage for anything bigger?
Oh, it definitely did. I mean, think about bipedalism, walking upright.
Frees up the hands, right?
Exactly. And that's huge. Suddenly you can carry more food, maybe further. You can forage more efficiently. It might even be the very, very first step towards, sharing food back at a home base or something. Early days, but the potential is there.
Okay, moving forward then. Here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The Homo genus emerges. Homo habilis, Homo erectus. Things seem to shift pretty dramatically with diet here, don't they? What was the big game changer?
You're right. It's a major shift. They're still eating plants, of course, but we start seeing clear evidence for meat in the diet. It likely starts with scavenging, grabbing leftovers from big predators. Risky business, probably.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
And then gradually moving towards more basic hunting techniques.
And this inclusion of meat, that's linked to bigger brains, isn't it?
That's the crucial link researchers point to. Meat is packed with calories, sure, but also essential fatty acids, proteins, things absolutely vital for building and running a bigger, more complex brain. A brain is metabolically expensive. It needs high-quality fuel.
So more meat means more brain fuel, which maybe means smarter foraging or hunting, which means more meat. Like a feedback loop.
Kind of, yeah, a virtuous cycle, potentially. It wasn't just the amount of calories, but the type of nutrients that meat provided. It's this combination.
But even with meat becoming more important, there was another step, wasn't there? Something even more revolutionary.
Yes, undeniably. The control of fire, mostly associated with Homo erectus.
Fire. Okay, so cooking.
Well, yes, cooking, but it's so much more than just making food taste better. Think of it like outsourcing digestion.
Outsourcing digestion. How so?
Imagine chewing raw meat or tough, fibrous plants all day. It takes a ton of energy. Cooking breaks down those tough fibers. It gelatinizes collagen in meat. It makes everything much easier to chew and digest internally.
Ah, so your body doesn't have to work as hard.
Exactly. Less energy spent on digestion means more energy available for other things.
Powering that growing brain we were just talking about.
Precisely. It's arguably this huge metabolic advantage. Plus, cooking unlocks more nutrients, increases the bioavailability. You get more bang for your buck from the same food. And don't forget the other benefits. Warmth, obviously. Protection from predators. Light to extend the day. And crucially, cooking neutralizes toxins in some plants, making things edible that were poisonous raw. It expanded the menu significantly.
Wow, so fire literally reshaped our biology too. Smaller jaws, maybe shorter guts, because the food was pre-processed.
That's the hypothesis, yeah. Less need for massive chewing muscles and long digestive tracts if fire is doing some of the work externally. It fundamentally altered us.
Incredible. Okay, so we've gone from opportunistic foraging, harnessing fire, huge leaps. Now, fast forward quite a bit. After hundreds of thousands of years as hunter-gatherers, something else massive happens. The agricultural revolution, around 10, maybe 12,000 years ago. A total paradigm shift. From chasing food to growing it. Exactly. Deliberate planting of crops, domesticating animals. This allows for and kind of forces settled communities. You get a more predictable food supply, at least in theory. Early staples we still know, well, wheat, barley over here, rice in Asia, maize in the Americas. And animals become key too. Goats, sheep, pigs, cattle, food, labor materials. Okay, predictability, settlements. Sounds like progress. But you framed it as, in theory, was it all upside? It feels like relying on just a few crops might have downsides. Was it actually better for individual health?
That's the big question, the double-edged sword of agriculture. Yes, it allowed populations to grow, build cities, develop specialized roles, foundational for civilization as we know it, but for the average person, diet often became less diverse. Relying heavily on one or two starchy staples could lead to nutritional deficiencies hunter-gatherers rarely saw.
Right, like not getting enough vitamins or minerals.
Exactly, and living close to domesticated animals. That created a whole new problem. Zoonotic diseases. Things jumping from animals to humans. Think measles, smallpox, flu.
Right.
Many have origins there.
Oh, okay. Didn't think of that.
And another surprise, maybe, dental health often got worse. Softer, carb-rich foods stick to teeth, leading to more cavities and gum disease compared to the tougher, more varied diet of foragers.
So agriculture fed more people, built civilizations, but potentially made individuals less healthy in some ways. A paradox.
A major paradox, yes. Okay, moving forward again. Centuries pass, we see innovation, exploration, trade. Diets start to diversify again, but globally this time.
Yeah, things mixing up.
Absolutely. The Columbian Exchange is a massive example. Starting late 15th century, foods crossed the Atlantic in both directions.
Potatoes and tomatoes going to Europe.
Yep, changing cuisines forever. Chili peppers too. And going the other way, wheat, cattle, horses arrive in the Americas. A huge dietary reshuffle worldwide.
And then technology starts to really kick in. The Industrial Revolution, 18th, 19th centuries. How did that change the food game?
Oh, profoundly. Mass production techniques start applying to food. Transportation gets way better trains, ships, and crucially, new preservation methods. Canning, then refrigeration later on.
Making food last longer, travel further.
Right. Food became more widely available, often more affordable for many more people. It democratized access to calories, in a way. But there's always a but, isn't there? This era also sees the rise of industrial processing. Lots more sugar, salt, refined fats being added.
The start of processed foods as we know them.
Pretty much. And that laid the groundwork for many of the diet-related health issues we face today. Obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease. The seeds were sown then.
Which brings us closer to the present. The 20th century? The Green Revolution. What was that about?
That was a huge push to increase agricultural yields. New high-yield crop varieties, massive increases in fertilizer and pesticide use. And look, it did work in terms of boosting food production dramatically. It arguably prevented mass famines and allowed the global population to boom.
But again,
Downside.
increasingly yes. Big concerns about the environmental impact, water use, soil depletion, chemical runoff, questions about the long-term sustainability of it all, and also debates about the actual nutritional quality of food produced this way versus more traditional methods, quantity versus quality sometimes.
So here we are today. It's complex. We have parts of the world struggling with not enough food, malnutrition, and other parts dealing with the consequences of, well, maybe too much of the wrong kinds of food, those chronic diseases. What's the big challenge now looking forward? You've nailed the complexity. The core challenge really is, how do we feed a growing global population heading towards 9 or 10 billion people?
Wow.
How do we feed everyone sustainably, nutritiously, and equitably? It's a massive puzzle.
Yeah, no easy answers there. What does the path forward look like? What are the key pieces?
Well, it has to be multifaceted. There's no single silver bullet. A huge piece is shifting towards more sustainable agriculture, practices that work with nature, not against it, minimizing impact, conserving water, boosting biodiversity.
Makes sense. What else?
Technology will definitely play a role. Things like cellular agriculture, lab-grown meat, perhaps, vertical farming in cities, using AI and big data for personalized nutrition based on our own genetics and lifestyle.
Personalized diets.
Interesting. Yeah, moving beyond one-size-fits-all advice.
Yeah.
Then there are dietary shifts. We're already seeing growing awareness about plant-based diets for both health and environmental reasons. That's likely to continue. And something we can't ignore: food waste. The amount of food produced but never eaten is staggering. Tackling that is crucial for food security and sustainability.
Right. So sustainability, tech, dietary changes, cutting waste. A lot has to come together.
It really does.
What an incredible journey, though. Thinking back to those early hominins just grabbing fruit, to now wrestling with lab-grown meat and global supply chains, our relationship with food is just constantly evolving, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shaping us and us shaping it.
Absolutely. It's a story that's still being written every single day. And understanding that long history, that deep connection between food and human evolution, it's not just interesting, it's actually essential if we want to make smart choices about the future, about building a healthier, more sustainable food system for everyone.
So knowing all this, how profoundly our diet has shaped us for millions of years, here's something to think about. What's one small intentional change you could make in how you eat or think about food today? Something that might ripple outwards, contributing even in a tiny way to a healthier future, not just for you, but maybe for this ongoing collective human journey.